Hello, TopFanRivalry followers, and welcome to another edition of The Odd Couple. You heard it audio this last week and visual. Now you got an audio visual all at the same time. It's good time. We got your boy Big Dave. You got Mikey Bleeds Blue. Nothing
Oh,
can go wrong with these two in the house. Fellas, how you doing?
doing well. Doing well. 17 games over 500. I don't know how Big Dave's doing over there.
We are currently up 2-0, and I'm focused on right now. So right now we are doing fine. I
And
choose not to look back.
what juggernaut team are you playing?
Yeah, the mighty White Sox of Southside Chicago.
Wow.
Took the first game from us of the series embarrassingly yesterday. So
I mean, I think this team, from what I've heard, is reminding a lot of people of the 1919 White Sox. Just really, really good.
yeah, no, I mean they're burning the pinstripes off of their unis. I mean,
They're pretty impressive. They're pretty impressive.
yeah.
So,
All
boys,
right.
let's get into it. Mikey, why don't you start off with the injury report for the Dodgers this last week, and then Big Dave, if you could do that as well.
Well, sadly, it was quite the injury riddled week for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts went down with a broken hand. They say 6 to 8 weeks, but could be longer. Maybe it could be shorter. You never know. Um, then Yoshinobu Yamamoto went on the IL with triceps soreness. Which, from all you muscleheads, I think is down here somewhere. But and Michael Grove, who was a pretty important part of our, longer relief bullpen, also went on the IL with a hip flexor of some sort, or a lat deal. So yeah, not good times on the injury watch, but we did get Bobby Miller back. So one goes down, next man up, bring another one in. So we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Yeah, losing Mookie's tough, man. That stinks. We lost Altuve like that a couple years ago, taking one off his hand in the World Baseball Classic. So I always hate to see that happen. But it could be worse. You could be the Houston Astros. They might as well open a mash unit at Minute Maid Park because we already lost Christian Javier and Jose Urquidy for the year. I think they've scheduled the Tommy John surgery. I don't think they've had it already. Tucker was already on the IL after fouling a nasty ball off his shin with a shin contusion. And I don't know if you've ever had basically a deep bruise on your shin. The only way to treat it is they put a roller on it. Oh God, it's sending me back to high school football days. But those definitely stink and they hurt for a long time. We need to get King Tuck back in the mix. Our offense has fluttered a bit with him not in it. And then just past Saturday, Justin Verlander was scratched from a start against the Tigers with neck soreness. I came out and magnificently said that it was nothing. And the very next day, he was placed on the 15-day IL. So, we've literally have an all-star unit of starting pitching on the injured list. So I definitely think it'll be interesting to see if we can. We're currently 10 games back, so if we can put a move on and maybe trade for some starting pitching. But yeah, our
Like
IL is they
a
need
New
a
York Mets
revolving
run
door.
right now.
Yeah, no, we need a revolving door at the old infirmary at Minute Maid because we're keeping the
That's
doctors
funny
busy.
that you said the MASH unit, because I did a post. I did a post. I'm more on the light side of trying to make makes whatever, but I did a Dodgers team photo where they were half of them were in slings and the others were on crutches, and I played the MASH theme for that. Only like a few would really know what music that was, you know. So,
Nice,
but yeah,
nice.
I mean, look at us. I mean, I just thought we were talking about recent ones. I mean, we got Clayton Kershaw, we got Tony Gonsolin, we got Dustin May, now Yamamoto, Brusdar Gratterall. I mean, like we have a virtual all-star team just sitting on the DL. IL,
Yeah,
sorry, not allowed to say
yeah.
DL anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. So which leads me to my next thing. Um, Dave, why don't you start us off with your weekly report for the Stros? And then Mikey, why don't you talk a little bit about a little bit of a weekly report? I mean, the injury, normally we have other topics that we discuss, but these injury bugs for both teams have been so catastrophic. And so,
Well,
Dave, go ahead.
as I just mentioned before, at time of recording, the Astros are currently 10 games out of first place. With what, roughly 6 weeks before the trade deadline and all-star break, or vice versa. The time is now. Okay, it's not time to panic, but it is time to start to think about panicking. We came off of a series that we won in Detroit against the Tigers, and we were going into Chicago for 3 with the White Sox, looking promising. I mentioned the bill before. I don't think I've ever uttered the words "must sweep series," but yeah, when you're going up against the White Sox, and they're what are they? They're the worst or the second worst team in the league, and you get shut out in the opener. That stinks. That being said, like I said, at time of recording, we're leaning. And the Rangers keep losing, although the Mariners aren't doing their part to help us chip it in.
I
So
will say
after
this. Oh, sorry. I will say this for when you mentioned the Rangers that I'm all for the Astros taking second place. Any team that Corey Seager ever plays for will not be a team I root for.
yeah, did you see him throw that one in the ground? It couldn't happen to a better guy. I
No,
loved
I
it.
saw him hit the 3-run homer that won a game against us 3-1, though. That's what I saw, and I hate him, man. He only played one stinking game.
Yeah, even a dead clock's right twice a day. So don't give it. Take it with a grain of salt. Seager will still let you down for all you Seager fans out there. Kind of like the Astros with the opener. Because then we go on the road and got 3 against the Orioles, which is going to be a tough series. Those kids are battling for AL East division with the front running Yankees. And then we got 2 with the Rockies. Again, 2 games with the worst team in baseball. Those should be win games. Those are definitely winnable games, and you need to take advantage when you have that. Because then we're back on the road for the Jays, Twins, and Marlins. Again, all winnable series. Okay, so there is hope. Consistent play is needed. Smart baseball is needed. Watching the game today, I saw a guy get thrown out going on contact. He was on third, and the ball was hit 3 feet in front of him. Like he couldn't hit the brakes. He couldn't see that it was hit there. And he just ran anyway and was thrown out by a mile. So you've got to play smart baseball. And I think that this is the week where the Astros will either, to quote an idol of mine, cream always rises to the top. Dig it. So you're going to know
I
where you're
only
at.
know who that is by your perfect, Macho Man voice. I mean,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Step into a Slim Jim. But yeah, no, I mean, we're gonna find out where we're at, man, and it's gonna work out because it's gonna determine whether we're buyers or sellers at the deadline. And
nobody
I
wants
hope,
to be Lenny Poffo.
you know what though? R.I.P. Leaping Lenny, the graduate, the poet. I remember he used to write poems on frisbees and throw them out at the live shows. But we can that'll be for another show. We can talk wrestling all day long. But yeah, I mean, we've had a rough start, but these are all winnable games. So ask me again next week, and we'll see if I'm miserable or happy.
There you go. Mike, you want to give the weekly report for the Dodgers?
The Dodgers are just, holding serve. They're not really playing great and they're not playing bad. They're kind of just lately been win a couple here, lose a couple there. We're coming off well, we're in Colorado now, and as of right now, filming today, it's been a heck of a series, really. Two very high scoring games. But yeah, I don't like playing in Colorado. I don't like it what it does to our pitching, our bullpen. For the hitters, it's great. I mean, it gets everybody probably feeling pretty good going into our next series versus the Angels. Oh, and I'm watching that highlight you were talking about where he was yelling at the first base coach. I mean, the first base umpire.
Who, by the way, is behind the plate tonight.
Yeah. So he, amazing game last night. Sadly I was bowling. So when I left to go bowling, the Dodgers were down 6-2, and I would check in every once in a while, 6-2, 7-4, 8-4. And then at the end of the night, we were bowling against my nephew's team, and I said, "What's the score?" He's all, "You're not going to believe this, but the Dodgers just won 11-9." So that was a huge pick me up. They needed some good news, some good vibes after the Mookie breaking his hand. So that's just a gut punch, really, to to lose that kind of catalyst on your team. Even though we're pretty deep, it still hurts. So
it's like I was telling Bill the other day, like Mookie Betts is so many kids' favorite player, regardless of geographically where they're at. You know how it was when you were kids. You'd run out to the ballpark and, I'm Mark McGuire, or I'm Jeff Bagwell, or I'm Derek Jeter. So that's what upsets me, because I know that there are families out there that have saved money for when the Dodgers come to town, so their kid can see Mookie, and that stinks. And Bill said it before. When we play you guys, I want to beat you guys at your best. I want, let's see what you got. Let's see what we got. Let's see who's better. So that stinks. Right. I feel sorry. I really feel bad for the Dodger fan base, because Mookie's one of my favorites. But Mookie would want to know, and so inquiring minds as well. Did you bowl good? Yes, that's all I need to know. Did you bowl good?
My first two games, I bowled pretty well. In my last game, I came in and threw like I was Jim Presley.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's your answer. All right,
but see, that's the good thing about bowling. I mean, you run the average. So as long as you average, okay, and total pins, yeah, you're good.
I will say, I don't know what people consider good or bad. So this is me. I'm an average bowler. I don't throw with the curve. I aim at what I'm throwing at, and I have a 171 average. And I think that's pretty darn good. I use a house ball, and I bowl in my tennis shoes. So we play against all these guys that want to go on these satellite tours and think they're the next big thing, and they see this house bowling straight fireballing bowler, beating them, and then they get upset. So that part I like about it. So
love it. Mikey, I gotta get over there and we gotta go bowling, because the best thing about a bowling alley is bowling alley food. Oh, yeah, man.
I'm not gonna lie, our bowling alley. Well, I shouldn't say, because most of them did. The ones I bowl in Napa and Santa Rosa just have great food. I mean, if you wouldn't know it and you were just to say, "Hey, I want to take you out. Let's go bowling, and we'll eat dinner at the bowling alley." That's like I'm saying, let's go have a good meal. They're probably thinking like, bowling alley. No, you're gonna love it.
Hey, bowling alley food has never let me down. And if they got a lounge, the margaritas are usually pretty stiff.
Oh, we don't. We have a bar, not a lounge.
Hey, there you go.
Hey, so I do have it on good authority that that we might be able to make that bowling thing happen on July 22nd during the day before going up to Oakland.
Oh,
Book
nice.
it.
Yeah.
Book it.
So in fact, I got some ideas now that'll be that'll be giddy up good times.
What day is that? I'm sorry.
It's a Monday, July 22nd.
And just so we would have to do it by coming through, because the league starts at a certain time and then they don't let you bowl on certain lanes. So probably we'd have to start no later than 4.
Oh, we'd have to start a lot earlier than that because Dave and I will be going to the game in Oakland, as will you that night.
Lunchtime bowling.
Oh.
Yeah. Lunchtime bowling. So
that Monday, the 22nd, I'm going to just take that day off then.
Perfect.
It's a date.
It's Top Fan Rivalry followers. You will know what is happening shortly. It'll be announced. Okay. Mikey, question for you. You can only pick one player up on your fantasy team currently. Who are you picking up? Who are you
from
picking
any
up?
other team right now?
From any other team, from any other, like old school, anywhere.
Is this the question that I posed to you earlier, Bill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mikey, let me frame this right, okay? So, what former player would you want on your roster right now? And it can't just be a fantasy pick, it's got to be somebody that fits in a hole or a roster spot. You know what I mean?
A need. It needs to fill a need.
Yes. Former player.
Gosh. I'll say
this is easy.
Give me someone like Derek Jeter, play short.
Okay. Derek Jeter playing short. What about you? What about you there, Big D?
Okay, so obviously the Astros have a glaring need at first base. And as much as I would love to get the chaw-chewing, horrible stance having, home run hitting MVP that we know is Jeff Bagwell, I was thinking about this earlier, and it's going to hurt me to say this, but I think I'd have to go with Garrett Cole. Because right now, we need pitching, and he's coming off of the injured list, and he's ready to rock, and that is something that we do not have right now, is a healthy pitcher. So, Garrett Cole, this is your one freebie. I ran you out of town as fast as I could, but I will give you, a one-day contract to come fill a need for us. So,
okay. If I were choosing for the Dodgers, I would choose Michael Jack Schmidt. I want somebody to play third base on a consistency basis. I want, I Biggio's great. Thank you for coming over, but I'd rather have Michael Jack Schmidt. If I were, what's that?
No, let's tweak it a little bit because y'all both went a little offshoot from where I'm going. What former Dodger player would you?
Okay.
That's why I went Garrett Cole.
I wasn't privy to. I was led astray.
Yeah, no, my bad. This was in the production notes, and our producer obviously has flammed it. So, it's FUBAR.
All right, then I'm happy with Miguel Rojas at what he's done is short. I would say give me Adrian Beltre. Then I will go with a third base need as well. Adrian Beltre.
I'm going to go with Pete Guerrero. He can play third base. He can play the outfield. Let's go with Pistol Pete, the guy that will throw the bat at you if you come anywhere near his head when you're pitching. He will just toss the bat at you. Good style right there. Garrett Cole.
I
Like
would
it.
not like him as my third baseman every day, but he could play the outfield, and he couldn't even do that great. That's why, um, you know, we could live with it because he did put up numbers.
So what I'm
But
hearing is
Adrian
Matt.
Beltre is a Gold Glove
Yeah.
level type third baseman who just hit. So you don't lose with either guy.
So this just in, Max Muncy, you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
No, I love Max Muncy. I
Put him
love
at
Max
second.
Muncy.
Put him at second. Gavin Lux, you're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Okay, yeah. I mean, if it had to be Lux or Muncy, yeah, even I'd go Lux.
Yeah. All right. So final question. This is in the Can I Get a Hug segment. We talked about injuries, talked about a weekly report, we talked about a fantasy pick. Apparently, somebody did not read me the production notes. I messed up the question. I'll be here till Wednesday. Tip the waitress. My apologies. But here we go. Um, if you couldn't pull for your home team, the Dodgers and or the Astros, who are you hoping wins it all?
Because your team is out of it.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead, Dave.
This is tough because I would normally say that baseball season is over at that point, but I won't take the cop out. If somebody was going to throw me off a bridge and I had to pick a team to back because the Astros were out of it, cheese and crackers.
I'm not saying I wouldn't say you have to back them. I'm going to pick mine more along the lines of.
I'm sorry. You're right. To win it all the rest of this season.
Yeah.
So I would have to. I've always famously said I have two favorite teams: the Houston Astros and whoever's playing the Rangers. Obviously, the Rangers don't have a snowball's chance, and you know where to make the playoffs this year. They're going to flounder, like I said it before the season. So that being said, I think I would have to go with another team in orange. Okay, just because it goes with my color palette. Okay, so that leaves me two teams: the Mets and the Orioles. And obviously, I can't cheer for the Mets because that would just make Meg too happy. So I'm going to go with the Orioles. I'm going to hope that the kids can overtake the Yankees and make some moves.
Okay. What about you, Mikey?
Well, I would sadly tend to agree with Dave because let's just break it down. I don't want to see the Giants win ever. I don't really care to see the Astros do it. But I don't want the Yankees to do it. So I think out of those teams that the Yankees would have to battle, the Orioles would give them the most problems. So sorry, Jason Beck. I would say go Orioles.
Go Orioles. Got it.
That's why it's called Can We Get a Hug? Because even every once in a while, a Dodgers fan and an Astros fan.
Well, when you said flounder, I thought of Animal House. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
Next week we'll have Hades movies.
We will also accept The Little Mermaid. Okay,
I didn't see that, but Bill, I think you're talking 70s on that one. I would say Animal House came out in the 70s. I don't think it.
Yeah, it was it was at least. I mean, if it was late, it was like 79. At the latest. Like it was.
Someone looked that up. Someone looked that up. We need to know this.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it's early 80s. I'm looking it up right now.
78.
1978. John Landis.
Boom!
Hey, the man. There you go. Because you
be here till Wednesday. Tip the waitress,
without
folks.
LA.
That's right.
Yep.
I peepeed voicemail earlier.
There you go.
We're still recording, so I'm not going to go talking about movies. But I watched Airport 75 the other day for the first time. Absolutely phenomenal movie with an ensemble cast from back in the day. And now I got even more jokes from Airplane because I watched this. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
guess with my flying issues, I have a problem watching any of those kind of disaster movies, even if some of them are supposed to be funny.
Right.
I love
Right.
all that too. It's horrible. I'm such a sadist, but like the Poseidon
I
Adventure, the Towering
I think
Inferno.
yeah,
Oh,
I think
love
in
that
that
stuff.
movie in airport, or I mean in airplane, wasn't the in-house movie one of those disaster flying movies?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So would you guys like me to answer that final question?
Go ahead, Bill. Give it a run.
Okay. As you know, Top Fan Rivalry covers all 30 teams. And we have friends for all 30 teams. That being said, I'm a history guy. I love history. I love me some history. I love baseball history. So if the Los Angeles Dodgers cannot win it, I would like to strap that title along Aaron Judge and
Oh,
Giancarlo
this
Stanton.
guy here.
And
Oh,
I mean
jeez.
the history of it. Give them number 29. If the Dodgers can't get it, give them number 29.
I mean, what team beat your team more in history?
The Yankees. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
oh,
again,
golly.
it's a history thing, right?
You know what? I'm not sure, but I think Congressman Steve Garvey would be disappointed in you.
That's Senator Steve Garvey to you.
Oh, whatever.
And
Yeah, he wouldn't be mad. He would just be disappointed.
And that's really worst.
It is.
I mean, that's you
When
don't.
your parent threw that one at you, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed that
Yeah,
made you look
yeah,
up at him with
yeah.
your eyes
No,
well up and
that
make
that
you
was
feel like doo doo.
yeah, you're
that
not
was
catching a
worse.
whooping. Just go to your room and think about what you did. Like, oh,
Yeah.
God, oh.
That was worse
I
than go
mean,
pick your own
take the
switch.
newspaper, go to the restroom, do whatever you need to do, but you better think on it.
Yeah, Bill, I'm just saying on behalf of Dodger Nation, I'm disappointed in you.
Okay. Okay. You're allowed to. I have
That
my
would be like me cheering for that team from South Oklahoma. Do you realize how ridiculous that
no,
sounds?
no.
That is
No,
absolutely
he would
ridiculous.
be rooting for the Los Angeles Angels then.
Yeah, that would
He
be like
does
me
that.
saying that the
He's got a
Angels or the
jersey.
Giants. No, no.
I'm just messing with you, Bill. I'm
Dave's
just
poking the
messing
bear.
with
Listen, you know what, Mikey? It's okay. Dave's just frustrated. He is just frustrated. They're like
you. As
47
as
games under
should
500.
be.
Well,
As
I'm not
should
happy
be.
with your pick either, but it's your pick. That's your opinion, and you're entitled to it.
Yeah, I mean, all opinions are one's own, and it's my duty to let them know when their opinion stinks. No,
Well,
it's whatever. I mean, if you want to cheer for that goofy looking monstrosity, I mean, all that's missing are the bolts out of his neck, really, at this point. That's the only thing missing from that big freak.
hold on. I'm getting a call from the Top Fan Rivalry Sports Desk.
We took 2 out of 3 from him, so I'm okay with
Put
him
him
right now.
through.
Actually, we
Put him
won.
through. Yeah, Dave would want to talk to him. Put him through. Dave, the Top Fan Rivalry Sports Desk is patching through Corey Seager. He'd like to talk to you.
Oh, rip him a new one, Dave.
Yeah, no, that would have to go on Odd Couple After Dark because that is not going to be PG. Okay. I'd like to take a second though. All on a serious note, I know you guys are Dodger fans.
I know what's coming.
No, it's actually
I
not.
know exactly what you're gonna say, and that I'm gonna let you finish, but don't clump me into that Dodger thing because he was a real one. So
Yeah, no, yeah. That I'm going where Mikey's going and not Bill. We lost the GOAT. Okay, and when I say the GOAT, the original kid, say hey, Willie Mays.
Hey.
RIP to one of the greatest to ever do it. 660 home runs, MVP, 3,000 hits. I mean, the accolades go on and on and on. He was clearly one of the best to ever do it. 2-time MVP, I think it's absurd, like 24 All-Star appearances.
Yeah.
Willie Mays will definitely be missed. And I know that that Mikey's got a disdain for the Giants, but like he said, when it's a real one, it's a real one. And it was I tipped my cap to Willie Mays today.
Yeah, I did the same exact thing. I have a Dodger page, so I did post a pic of Willie Mays. But it had to have Tommy in it, so it's Dodger related news. But it was a post for Willie Mays. I did the same thing for Willie McCovey. I mean, some of these guys, I'm not saying we're bigger than the game, but they were just great gentlemen, awesome ambassadors, just amazing players. Sometimes you just got to recognize real, and he was a real one. And the guy was, 660 homers. He lost 2.5 years to the military. I don't know how old he was when he got called to the major leagues, but I know he played
19.
in the Negro League too. So, I'm sure he lost a year or two maybe there because of the color barrier and stuff like that. So, and you look at where he played in the Polo Grounds, which was cavernous, and Candlestick, which the wind most of the time was blowing in. So he hit 660 home runs, missed 2 years, and played in two of the worst home run hitting parks. I mean, the guy could have probably hit 750 or more. I'm sure if he got those 2 years in and say played in Atlanta or somewhere that was more hitter friendly, he probably would have hit 800 home runs. I mean, the guy was just a 5-tool player, just phenomenal. We all know about the 54 catch.
Over 300 stolen bases too. I mean, it was.
This is going to rub people the wrong way. For the moment that play happened, it was amazing. It was an amazing catch. I'm going to say though, and I don't know what the moment in the game was when Jim Edmonds made his, but when he went full extension Superman straight over his back and made his catch, I mean, that's probably the best catch I've ever seen in my life, the Jim Edmonds. Do you guys know which catch I'm talking about?
Yep, when he was playing for the Cardinals,
For the game, I get it. It was the World Series, and it was just a freak of nature play too. But
it was talent. At the time, it was probably the most outstanding catch anybody had ever seen.
Yeah. We'll have to have a show on where we talk about stuff like that too, like the Ozzie Smith bare hand with the Padres and just plays that blew your mind. But yeah, rest in peace, Willie Mays. What a loss, but what a life. 93. I mean, how can you even?
That's a good run. That's a good run, man.
So Willie Mays on that catch had the know-it-all to get the ball back in so the runner couldn't advance. That's number one. Mikey, your answer is he started with the Birmingham Black Barons at the ripe old age of 17. He broke into Major League Baseball at the ripe old age of 20. Both days.
Oh, okay. So he didn't miss much Major League time because of it at all then.
No, he served, or he turned 17 on May. He was born May 6th of 1931, and he broke into both Major League Baseball on May 25th, 1951, and the Negro Leagues 1948 on the same day. So, yep.
What year did he serve? Do you know?
I don't remember.
I think it was 54 and 55 or 55 and 56.
I mean, so obviously nice young prime years too, I mean, and Ted Williams the same. I mean, we could do a show on what you think these guys' numbers would have been, because Ted Williams, I think, missed more time than Mays. I mean, he did like 5 missions, and I think Ted Williams missed a lot of time because of service. So That would be an interesting show to do if we did some homework on it and talked about some of these guys who probably could have had greater numbers.
Greater numbers. Yep. Yep. 100%. All right. Well, Top Fan Rivalry followers, the odd couple is officially completed for the night. Go catch wherever, whether it's on YouTube or whether it is in the locker room, go catch this. Make sure that you got everything that you need to know about the show. Dave and Mikey, you've got some great ideas. Let's do them. Let's do these shows where we can talk about these things. But rest in peace, Willie Mays. Dave, I thought you were actually going to go with your standard trade thing, but I'm glad that you mentioned Willie Mays because I had forgot to mention Willie Mays. So
yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Also, stay tuned for the Odd Couple Goes Bowling. All right, coming very, very soon.
Odd Couple Goes Bowling. Yes, that will be July 22nd.
So Felix and Oscar go bowling with. I don't even know who the main friend character. Does anybody remember a main friend character coming in? I mean, I don't remember like every week if there was a guy, a Larry from like Three's Company or something that would come on. Because yes, we will let Bill bowl. I mean, he doesn't just have to keep score. We do let him out sometimes and be human.
Nowadays, the score keeps itself. It's electronic.
No, not where we bowl.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, is it still the overhead?
No, we're going back to roots. We're going back to the roots of Woody Harrelson where he's bowling in his yard with his dad.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
It's there's leaves on it and stuff, but I can turn on lights and we can play at night too. So I mean, it's pretty crazy. So, I'm kidding. They do keep their own score. Obviously, it's a bowling alley.
Look, it's funny because my parents and my aunt, they were bowlers. Like they bowled on 2 leagues a week. I mean, I grew up in bowling alleys and smoky bowling alleys. This was back in the 80s when the ashtrays were right up there by the ball return. So yeah, man, I don't know. I gotta find this with bowling. I am by far a professional bowler. I'm kind of like Mikey. I'm 47 years old and I cannot make a bowling ball spin to save my life. My key bowling strategy is pin action. Okay, I throw the ball as hard as I can where I want to throw it and hope that the chaos will not leave me in a split.
Forget about the curveball, Ricky. Give him the heater.
Give him the heater.
Now, I like throwing the shrapnel ball.
Now, I will tell you this, boys. I will tell you this. I am a southpaw. I've got a wicked nasty hook on my bowling ball. So heads up to that. I will tell you I have not bowled since 2022. 2022 I went on the IL for a significant period of time, and I was told not to lift anything too heavy. So this might be comedy hour. But I can tell you right now, the odd couple will 100% be doing some bowling. So this will be good comedy. We'll have media
Bill,
there.
They got those new. They got these new little slide things for the kids. We can get you. You just put your ball on it. You set it up.
And styles, actually, we have the little metal ones that you can just roll down, or we got the plastic dinosaurs for the kids that you can just put it on the dinosaur.
We're so getting Bill a dinosaur. Bill, we got you. I will cover that out of my own expenses.
We'll get you a purple one. Call it Barney.
That's right.
Did you guys see the new Footloose that they did about 10 years ago?
No.
Oh, it was.
If it doesn't have Kevin Bacon and it's Footloose, that's not a movie I want to watch.
It's not Footloose, right? That is just loose feet.
So Juliana Huff was in it.
The gal who played the preacher's daughter, because she just sinned like nobody's business.
Juliana Huff is in it, and literally the guy that plays Willard, they're going and doing the whole dance thing and downtown type thing. And he goes, "Oh crap, howdy!" He's going to try to learn how to dance. He goes, "You're gonna dance with the girls, and I'm up here with daycare." Was you guys are gonna make me? You guys are gonna go bowling